And so is the defense. One player sticking around at B platform as Snacks has kept him honest, but once they see the bodies crossing and challenging at the A bomb site, even he's going to come on over.
Into the site, and Lake looking to line some shots as they're into the bomb site itself. Under a minute left, Plank coming in, Digits punch through, and it's going to be a 5v5 retake with no kits available for the CT side. They've got to get a move on. They've got 2 flashes. Sin's going to toss them into the sky. Lake's going to move forward. No kill yet for Lake. And no kill yet for anybody until Swisher finally gets 2. Rack able to step up, but Heavy God and Mobs trying to keep G2 in this fight. But suddenly it's Mobs and Snacks left alone. Mobs doing his best. Snacks finding a headshot, and Lake on 1 HP goes down to a jumping Mobs.
Yeah, the 1 HP player is last alive is a really depressing state of affairs. I can't believe he survived that in whole way, leading the path for his team. Good kills for Swish. No one on Catwalk as well, so they have access to the A bomb site, and with so many MP9s on the board, I don't think a retake is going to be possible, so maybe this mid to B split is the best chance for M80's defense.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, that smoke goes down with the cross here. Sin to step up, and he's got himself 1. A lot of damage done in the second. Finished off here. Lake is looking for Mobs. And he does. He sees his feet, and because of the low HP, it's an instant kill.
There it is. That crossfire is beautiful. An hour of 5-on-2. And even though retakes to the B bomb site are tough, you're going for this 100% of the time. What utility can they scavenge? 1 HE grenades, so no flash to activate, but they can break the smoke.
That was a really essential piece of utility that actually just misses completely. Goes out of the window, and now M80 can take their time. 1 flash left for Hades. Here's the util dropping in. He's not going to be able to use that utility to any effect for himself. He has to look for bullets, and it's Taz. Okay, 2 in the next time, but sheer numbers allows M80 back into the retake.
Great round from Lake. Triple kill up on top of the box, peering over. Finding that 3rd kill on the low HP Mobs is a beautiful find.
He's just going to be patient about this.
Oh, the molly off Catwalk to prevent any support for Lake. He's screwed.
Flash coming too. Well, Taz just runs him down.
Yep.
All right, Tech9 to destroy Lake in the corner. He's going to be frustrated about losing the opening kill here. G2 going to be thinking about a long play. We've got Rek on the other side.
He's going to realize with the way Taz swings for that fight that he'd been spotted earlier. So, I mean, that's, you know, you could be frustrated. You get caught like that in an advanced position, but you're also like, oh, they spotted me. I just had never had any idea. Rek drops into pit. Crossfire set up now.
Grenades coming in on him as well, so a lot of his HP getting blasted away from him. 7 health left. Molly going in. He's actually going to burn to that.
Slax needs to fall back, but I don't think he can get away safely.
He feels like he's committed to this now, just at the side of that smoke. Mobs gets down into the pit. Heavy God's beside him. Oh, there's a free kill for Hades. The Swisher jumps up on top of the Xbox. Executed as we now hit the 35 seconds. Slacks has been hanging around the whole time. Does he catch him? No way. Mobs falling away, and Slacks gets the pick.
It's sad. Sad for Mobs for him to take a death like that, but already out middle is Hades. He's done great work. Cuts off the lurk, cuts off the rotation in middle on Catwalk, drops the mid to B smoke, and pretty much locks Sin and Slacks out from even considering attempting this round. Well done from G2. They use all the time of the round to find the solution, but Snacks gets him into a bomb site for free safely, and the bomb is planted. A second round for G2 on the board as they tie things back up. Double door smoke gives some freedom and probably makes the defense a little bit nervous about the scaling. You can see both Lake and Sin sliding over to get a peek behind that door to make sure nobody's creeping through it. Oh, Rex spots 1. He gives away his position. Good swing from Heavy God. Run and gun. Spray and pray. Nets him a kill. And now this split gets much more dangerous.
There's Mobs. Good shot inside the middle. Lake's gone, and it gets even more dangerous. Thanks to the follow-up kill here from Mobs. Under a minute on the clock. G2 of 5v3 up. And this mid-play combined with a short push is the only way. The only way M80 can get back into the Swisher rapid around the back. Double setup. Swisher only gets 1. Hades catching him from top middle, so now the smoke will fade away, but Mobs is here and he lines them up. Double kill for Mobs as he knocks them down, and we've got 3-2 for G2 into the lead. Oh, okay. Slacks, nice shot. Jumps up on his teammate's head. Quick reaction to take down Heavy God in the lower tunnel. So we've got M80 player up here. Plenty of time as well.
That's a really cool bait and switch. I imagine if you're the AKs in lower tunnels, you feel like you have an M4 like on the ropes. You've tagged him up a little bit. You've scared him away, and then just, you know, an alt peeks next. Even Swisher kind of leading towards the window in the B bomb site just in case.
Like backtracking into the B bomb site. 35 seconds left. Clear towards Sin, who is going to be taken down. So Snacks is wallbanging him. Sin, hand to the head. A little head-scratching moment for him. Switcher going to come out of the window. It's just the one before Hades rips him apart, and that's the B-bomb site completely open.
Great cover for Hades, and now if you're Rek and Slacks, you're really worried about Hades and the op holding for this rotation. You're really worried about an op being at double doors, so this is going to take some time for them to clear this out. They don't have a kit, and they've got no flashbangs. 2v2, they probably feel like this is a round they should go for, but they've got no real advantages.
Yeah, they're starting to back off already. Slacks is taking a few steps back towards the A site. Rek getting the AK. Little upgrade, he's going to try and save that. At these events that often anymore. It would be fantastic to get some wins under your belt at this event. You can really rise up the rankings, and especially against Team like G2, right, who have an artificially high ranking at the moment for this squad. If you can take a win here, there's a great opportunity to jump up the rankings for M80. He does the flash in the short swing, and it's going to work out here for M80. 2 kills picked up. Heavy God looking to clean up. Gets 1 response back and smoked out.
It's a nice little piece of aggression for the catwalk push. Even though Rek gets traded back, it's all good man advantage for M80. Some strong weapons as well, and the defense realigns out towards long. Slacks with the op has been holding for the walk in towards double doors, but switches positions. Now that they've cleared off catwalk, it's Sin over in pit. He's got 1 to contend with Heavy God. And good shot. Dropped immediately. Hades steps out with the bomb and an AWP. He's got Taz following him up at the end, and it's a 2v4. But they've got 3 defenders here at long, so even if you get the first one, you got so much to contend with. And G2 is going to choose to save with 20 seconds as it dwindles down. There should not... there could be a hunt. But M80 is just going to be really happy with the win for now. G2 has successfully baited out all the HE grenades to break the cross smoke, so another one comes in. And now we cross.
Heavy God not wanting to get into the fire. Dangerously close to it, though. Now they're going to start moving up into the site. Bomb on the back of Snacks. Stacks and mobs combining, and that's the defense gone.
Yeah, I think the lack of nades, the good job baiting out and drawing that utility out from G2 has a huge impact down the stretch of their ability to actually defend against that, and also just like running out of smokes too. Like a lot of times when you see those sorts of plays and the CT knows it's coming, right, you see that defensive smoke put up by the CTs at rail or at the bomb site to give himself some cover, sometimes at the corner of catwalk to make sure you can actually fight towards railing without being exposed to car. None of that was in play. None of that was placed by M80. So really, really tough sequence of fights for all the defenders in that position.
Gets into the mid doors. He's going to wait, bide his time. It fades away. And now he starts to make his way forward. His teammates in behind him. A contact play for G2 as that smoke goes down on the CT cross. But there's 3 CTs in the B bomb site.
And they got utility to block this off. Molotov in towards the doors, but Swisher out in the open, picked off early.
Another opening for Mobs. Here comes Snacks, clearing the site. Sees the second player, and they know they've got this site now. Heavy God eventually comes bearing down upon them, and Hades cuts off the CT push. G2 was simple but effective calls, and they are dominating M80 in this first half. Hades. Will he ever get the peak? Will he ever get the chance? Slacks does not look like he's going to overextend too far, and then as soon as I said that, he does. The boost has already been deconstructed, and then gets the scope back to the right position in time. Hit and miss for a little second there.
Well, offers have that. Some offers just have that like weird tendency to like scope and unscope for no reason. So it's funny watching him unscope and then scope right back up in the same spots. Like you didn't have to do that. Still gets the kill.
Nade's good, damage done. But it's just about missed the timing there to get Snacks, who takes a step forward through the mid doors. Should go down here on low HP. Manages to get a lot of damage off on Lake. I wasn't expecting that, but no kill from Snacks, and so G2 have to play 3v5. Last round of the half looking good for M80 to try and grab a fort.
They would at least force back this catwalk presence. Good kill from Sin along the wall over the flames. Mulps might have never even spotted him. That's the bomb dropped at the corner as well. So Taz and Heavy God gonna follow it up to at least... Oh, they can't even recover it inside the smoke. It's actually around the corner. So good luck, have fun. Footstep made. Positions very well known.
Goes Taz into the open. Wreck to drop him. Wreck to find the follow-up.
All right, 4-8. M80 get a little bit done right at the end. Not much to work with as they switch sides into the second half. All right, very important pistol round for M80. They've got the gap close enough that a pistol round brings them right back within striking distance. Hades taking some shots through that smoke, but it looks like they almost want to come through it. Lined up behind it now. Mid to be smoke, plumes, and now G2 knows exactly what's going to happen. Pushing forward towards double doors.
Here goes Lake up to the window with the bomb in his back. Dives down into the site, and he's got a kill on Hades. Follow-up for Lake is better, and he's got the plant. So that should be the pistol.
Nothing to slow them down on that route. And I mean, it's such a strong pistol round. You could see it even when you rotate over into CT spawn in a pistol round, you don't have the nades to break it open to harass. No one can really force their way through. It's such a rough fight for USP. So an easy pistol for M80 because you aren't retaking this bomb site 3v5. Not even a point to even go for it. So 5-8. M80 gets their T side started right out of the gate on the pistol.
Well, have we got trying to pick up a couple of exits on the way out here. He's done damage, got one kill, but traded out eventually. MongolZ going aggressive. Ooh.
Steps in front of this.
Yeah, he does, but doesn't work out. Lake actually able to own him. Humbles MongolZ. Here goes Lake now up on top of Xbox. Anything else for the Lake? Nope. It's going to be Wreck to go down. Hades to take a step back. Pressure being applied, some utility to force Hades away from that ledge angle, but he's not going to drop.
Yeah, because he threw the counter Molotov to time each other out. Oh, he didn't want to do that. Going to try and get back up as the flames. Now it's dangerous. Now it's dangerous. Yeah. Don't jump up. Now you can't do it. You missed the timing. We know the idea. We know what you wanted. It was there.
Do it.
It's okay.
Still. Oh my God. Dude, what have you got? You got weights on your ankles or something? Bricks tied to your feet?
Oh, he's put himself in such a sketchy position.
35 seconds.
And he has to get aggressive on catwalk now.
Yeah, he does. Not around to remember for Hades.
No.
Disaster class.
No. And you save this if you're G2. But the drop and then the failure to jump about 6 times is an issue.
I'm starting to agree with everyone. I mean, hashtag save Taz. What was that round? He didn't even get a chance to get involved. These youngsters not doing enough for him. Now he might just get killed as they're hunting him down off the back. But no, of course not. Look at the movement. So, couldn't get away. Like, make sure that he punishes Taz. He doesn't even get to save his weapon. Heavy God does. Snacks also. And we've got a tied game. Vile, repulsive, sickening.
He's really not giving himself a whole lot of room to work with, has he?
Not really.
Oh, pair of blind kills for Heavy God. He'll take that. Okay. Vision comes back and he's like, great, exactly as I designed it. But the response from Lake is to get shot in the face.
Eat that. MongolZ Deagle chiming in. Great response here for G2, just as M80 looked like they're going to take the lead. Is a double from Heavy God, a Deagle from MongolZ. Can they still recover this M80? It's going to be tough.
They get this kill at railing clean. Nope. Heavy God holds down the spray and adds a 4th onto the tally. Great round from Heavy God, and G2 win a gutsy low by round to keep themselves in the lead, or to regain the lead at 9-8.
Ooh, snacks into the mid-smoke. 55 seconds left. There's MongolZ and Hades. Okay, good night and goodbye. Swisher on the second. Slacks follows up with a 3rd kill of the round here for M80. And we got 45 seconds with Heavy God having to beat the hero. He has to beat the Heavy Goat, and he's not going to be able to pull it off as Swisher makes sure it's a 2nd headshot for him in the round. Taz, nothing he can do. He's stuck at the B-bomb site.
That's actually beautifully coordinated from M80. I mean, when you think about it, right? 3 players taking catwalk. You've got 2 players on catwalk for G2's defense, and Snacks lurking that mid-smoke and double doors. Molotov in towards the B-bomb site, making himself a small target, looking for the timing to pop up.
They're going to find him. Whoop. Well, unfortunate for Taz. Not able to save, so The high five still come out, though. Here comes a swing. Mobs unleashed. Drains the lake. He's going to drop back in behind the fire. And actually, he's found a little bit of sanctuary at the side of that, so he's going to stick around. Maybe catch them off if they are to peek him. He's going to go again.
Great timing on that pop flash, though. It's almost like they feel the rhythm of this catwalk take now. They kind of know the sequence of utility that M80 is taking and when they like to jump up on the box. That flashbang was just perfect. MongolZ is going to try and challenge it over the top, shooting some holes to see if he can gather some information. Looking like Hades is going to have the heavy task of defending the A bomb site with his AWP at railing. He's got no utility. If they put a Molotov into this position, it can be very, very tough. Rex got one.
Well, Eddie's to chime in. It's Rek to go down. Sin on a double headshot, making 3 from long.
That's fantastic, and just in the nick of time, plenty of it for the plants. And Sin just opens up the sight from long. G2 took their gaze away for a second, and boy, does he punish him.
Yeah, everybody was worried about the short prong to the approach, but they forgot.
That's kind of... Okay, like, it almost looks like they want to go for this to a certain degree.
Oh.
Snacks has one. They got a player on catwalk. The retake is on. Hold your breath.
Don't let this go. Sin for the win. He's going to wait out long side. Slacks with a wallbang. Castaway Snacks. Time is ticking. Snacks gone, and Taz without a kit.
It's
And a hope in hell.
I'm assuming it's because it was so late in the round, but that's like kind of a mistake I don't normally expect to see. I'm assuming out of Heavy God, and we'll find out who it was. 10-9 in the final buy for G2.
Good pick from Slacks. You mentioned the final buy for G2. And they're down immediately in the player deficit of round 20.
And G2 is going to gamble, knowing that a loss here means they're out of money. 4 players at the A bomb site. If you finish catwalk, they're going to love it. Otherwise, they'll go elsewhere. Op in position at car. There's the next mid to B smoke. And that side of the map is wide open. And M80 is going to be so joyful to realize it.
Boost being constructed, trying to put MongolZ up on top. He's going to make it work. He's taking damage as well. But he's got the kill. He's still alive for now. The bomb's about to make its way into the B bomb site. There's no one there. MongolZ gets taken down through the smoke. Heavy God's flanking middle, catches Sin. But it's on to Rek and Swisher in this 2v3 post plant to turn this into an 11th round victory and break G2 here.
Yeah, but it's a B bomb site. It's a nightmare to retake, and I don't think there's any kits. There's one kit on Taz. Heavy God needs this kill.
Yep, this fight's everything, and Heavy God's gonna fall.
I think you gotta save. I think it's toast. With the AWP in hand of Snacks, like, he can recover a rifle and actually go for this if they want to, but they don't have any flashbangs to activate. And they gotta give it up. They gotta give up 11 rounds, and an AK and an AWP is all they're gonna have to play for moving forward into round 21.
G2's save this allowed them to have another good buy here with M80 in pursuit of map point. And we talked about how this series hinges on Dust 2. GT need to find success on this map, and they're going to go quick. Oh, it's going to be fast here from M80, cutting through mobs, only allowing him 1 kill.
I'm surprised they didn't pick up the pace. They heard the AWP ring out in middle. I'm really surprised they didn't take the advantage over at railing, but they want the 4-on-4.
Dude, they could take Taz down. He's going for the low tunnel push. He's going for it. They've got eyes on it. Taz is going to walk into it. That's the B bomb side open. If they want it, they can take it. And the adjustment here for Snacks coming back into watch mid.
Yeah, it's because of the pace. It's because of the pace, and Taz out of the game for so long is still thinking that he can kind of push this, that they're all the way up catwalk. Needed to be a little bit more patient in the round as M80 just paused. But once again, G2 going for the gamble stack. All 3 players at A bomb site. It's Snacks out towards long, and you can bet your ass he's going to keep his eyes trained on those double doors for a very long time.
Util landing towards Snacks. We're going to keep him pinned back on that ramp. Sin moving forward. It's going to be Hades to chime in for long. He needed that kill. Sin, though, taking Snacks down. Snacks doesn't get any output whatsoever, and Sin makes it safely to the plant spot.
That's a banger spray from Sin at that headshot angle, and he looks like he's going to be the closer of this. The triple kill in the last round, and now this frag to open up the A bomb site. Good luck on the retake.
Yeah, Slacks. Ooh, does he look the right way? He does, but he doesn't connect a shot, and so Hades comes back in. Now you've got Sin on the AK, gone to Heavy God, and we've just got Swisher 1v2. Looking for map point, forced forward by the fire, forced into the fight by the flames. And it's Heavy God to win the duel against Swisher. What a recovery to that round. What a retake right at the end here for G2.
close double doors for MongolZ.
Yep, and he gets blinded. That flash felt like it lasted an eternity. But Snacks immediately stepping up for his teammate, avenging his fallen comrade. We've got 1:05 left with G2 ahead because of that. And Taz close by. Okay, the Augs come out swinging. Swisher's gone. Slacks to trade, and now Snacks trying to get back to the window. It's a missed shot from the German Alpert. And Snacks is in a powerful position to try and just keep him pinned. Hades nearly catching Sim, but now he's got the info. And he goes back to try and peek CT, but Hades connects the shot, putting it all on Slacks for the 1v3. And he'll tap, trying to draw Snacks into the fight through the door. Fix the plans again. Flash, oh my god, what is happening?
He would have committed too. Yeah. Slacks would have had the shot he wanted. And there's Heavy God. A long flank comes to fruition, tied up at 11. No bomb plant's painful. This losing bonus is building, but it's not quite there.
Hades needs to be careful. Eventually, lower tunnels is a problem here. Look at Lake. He's just on the Xbox about to peek up, and Hades just hangs around a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's very long to be in that position, especially when you have to consider lower at that point. Xbox, obviously, which wasn't considered, and towards top middle.
No one from MA actually playing with any of those mid smokes.
I mean, I like this idea though. Like, you're showing some of the mid B split you've tried to execute, but you also know you've taken down the AWPer, so you shouldn't have a whole lot of fear of going off catwalk and having to contend with that AWP at railing or car. And now look at Swisher sneaking into CT spawn as well. Beautiful little trickery in place. It's Goose they've got to find, and now long is no longer an issue for G2.
It's going to be Mob stepping up with the first, trying to get a second, but Sin able to trade it, and so a 3v2 now favoring G2. Final 10 seconds left. They got to get that plant down, and they just can't do it. G2 going to close out Dust 2. We said they needed to win this one if they had a shot at winning this series. It wasn't looking like it towards the end, but then a miraculous 2v3 retake reignited their chances, and they were able to pull it off in the end.
Maybe Shadow Daggers. What the fuck is this? Nah, man. Yes, sir. That's my style.
Look at some of the events they've been to this year. 9th to 11th at ESL Pro League, 17th to 32nd at Blast Bounty, 9th, 12th at Blast Open Lisbon. So, I mean, you come into this and you need a decent enough finish to actually get some points and start putting yourself in a better position for the next major cycle, which for you has already begun.
Well, 1 HP for Heavy God. Swisher is able to take one back on Hades here as Heavy God onto the trade. And that B-bomb site has an opening through the speedway back into the B-bomb site. It's a quick plant coming up here. Sin's got 2 in the round. Heavy God able to follow up in response again. Just back and forth between these two players. But eventually it's Mob's left 1v3 with a bomb planted on B. And he's only coming back through CT spawn now, getting spotted by the shoulder peaks here of Slacks eventually. He's not going to take the fight. He just drops back, plays more disciplined in the attempt to close this.
Yeah, and MongolZ has to be aggressive about it with no kit. So, ooh, nice shot. There's one bullet, but the defuse still pretty much impossible. So, going to clear over towards B ramp. Is a player here, but Rek puts him down. Lake was always waiting in the wings, ready to pounce if Rek wasn't able to get the job done. Continues some fine shooting here on Ancient.
God getting off to the races here with the opening kill. Snacks able to charge down and MongolZ with him, and G2 just shut it down instantly on the B lane push.
I'm so mad if I'm M80. In this round, that's like the plan of that is run and gun through the smoke, and they grab 2 kills out of it, and they stay grouped up. What a conversion in the second round. A statement from G2 as they push right into the face of M80. G2's up a map after Dust 2 victory, 13-11. And now we've got a ton of utility exchanged in middle as MongolZ tries to wrap around the smoke.
He's going to stick around as well. Just playing at these bottom boxes. It's going to be a nice shot from Slacks to the smoke. Mob taken out. Swisher over the top. Good frags. Hades coming back in as well, responding. 3v3. Minute 23 seconds left on the clock. Still has plenty of time as we hit the pause button and settle back after the early skirmishes. Sin's going to try and find a response up the top of the B ramp. That smoke's going to come in way too late for Heavy God. Sin's already on beyond it, and Snacks is not ready for that. So Sin is going to move up and actually use the CT smoke to his advantage as he drops in behind the cover again.
Waits for his teammates to make the next move. He knows if there's a defender here, attention likely to be on B ramp, which lets Slacks and Rek move out of cave. Call it clear so far. We'll take control of the long cube and get a bomb plant down. So M80 in complete control, and
yeah, great move from Sin. Making the most of the situation once all the initial chaos has subsided.
He has a really good sense of when it's his time to provide some impact for the team. We saw it back on Dust 2 in a couple of rounds, and obviously here in this one, he just makes a really, really good play for a kill up the B ramp that opens everything up for his teammates. M80 staying far back from it, not taking too much damage. This is a play towards the A bomb site where all the chaos and utility is going on as G2 establishes mid control. All eyes on Hades and his op.
He's going to wait, ready to strike straight through the chest of Lake. He sees further opponents charging towards this A bomb site, so Hades is going to take a few steps back and play from temp. Ball goes out again. This time it's on to Rek. So Hades with some great impact here for G2. Ball plant is still going to go down, but G2 going to play the retake with a 5v3 advantage.
Yeah, and look at the flank. I mean, that's another advantage as well. I mean, because they'd already taken mid control and pushed so far down, they take the risk to go through the elbow smoke, and that set MongolZ up to have a nasty flank.
Oh, he's come through at the right time as well. Taz wins the donut jewel, and we've got the round here for G2. 5 players stay up as well. Not a single player dies for the G2 defense.
The improvement of HOTU over the course of the first 2-3 days of this event. Taz as well seems to be getting a little bit better day after day, game after game.
Yeah, getting his touch back again for the game, and
it's not so much the aim and the killing, it's more like the decision making and the positioning and the patience, right? Like starting to get a better feel for how the game is played these days.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's been involved as a coach, but when you're not inside the server, the feel isn't quite the same.
Awkward. Okay, Swisher's going to be really annoyed about that one. Snacks was getting ever closer to spamming him down through the smoke.
You can get a bomb plant, and then you can see what happens from there. That could be a winnable 2v3 in the post plant, but you need this trade. He's going to take down Rek with the Glock, who's going to be the bait. Oh, no, Lake is going to... Okay, everyone chill. Utility in hand. You need that trade. You need this kill. There's the swing. There's one. Crossfire setup. Hades misses the shot with the op, and the avenue into the B bomb site is open.
Yeah, Sim marches in. Bomb plant going down in the middle of the site.
Got a flash.
And Lake's the player that has to step up here. So the flash activates him. He goes around the corner, cuts straight through Snacks. Now the remaining 2 G2 players coming up through the ramp. Hades misses his opportunity. Looking to Long, and Lake just pushed forward. Taz to trade him out, and we spoke about Taz. Here's time for the Taz clutch.
Yeah, but Sin has no HP, and it's not planted for a spam. So, tough situation for Sin. His hand might be forced. He's got to play. He's got to just call the bluff.
Taz just got to go in. And he will. He just run in, gets the kill, gets back to the defuse, and Taz wins the 1v2 clutch.
There he is. That's what I'm saying. That old school experience coming in. Taz plays it very, very well. Had all the advantages in the clutch, but just sinks it. A sitter of a closeout and no mistakes made by the grizzled veteran. It's now 5-2 for G2. This lead just keeps extending. A very nice, admirable attempt from M80 down the stretch.
Swisher swings and gets himself Hades.
That's so unfortunate for Hades. I mean, it's a pretty aggressive, ambitious play from G2, but the rifle just like kind of pushes and swings and clears things, and the op moves in to get set up, and then Swisher just pounces on him. Tough loss for Hades. The opening kill again. A 5-on-4 for M80. And they have control of the A bomb site. Look at Rek. He's moving all the way through Temple, but maybe it doesn't matter. Spam from Heavy God. They don't know Snacks is still here. A bait and switch as Swisher tries to turn in. And all of a sudden the defense has returned, but MongolZ will... Oh my lordy.
Okay then. Well, MongolZ has run right to his death. Taz, the same issue.
Yeah, I can't even fault Taz or MongolZ for that situation. That's a really good move from Rek. That takes a while to get the payoff, but it's there at the end of the day. Huge round in terms of the economy, in terms of the swing of who's going to take advantage of the money. And Hades fires off the flash for a blind kill onto Lake. Now slides back into position. Swisher waiting, but executing the A main push. Taz and Malbs have got a great flank, and there's a follow-up as well from Taz if he wants it. You could see Rek is aware of the possibility.
45 seconds. Sin starting to try and tap away Heavy God, who's pinned in the corner. But not getting the peak he wants. Rek, really important kill here. Taz going down, and another frag from Slacks as he got around the back lines of the B bomb site. Heavy God waiting. Sin running in towards him. Heavy God has to go massive. He has to turn on a dime because he knows that Slacks is on that flank, but he just couldn't find it in time.
Wow, there's some real big gaps in this G2 defense, and part of it is, I mean, it's the nature of the play. When you push A main like that, you open up opportunities elsewhere, and that push is Oh, he almost finds him. Tags Rek down. 7 HP, but he survives. And there's no HE or Molotov to complete that kill, so Hades, the clutch is still very tough.
Gonna try and get closer to the cave, but yeah, he just doesn't have the information on both players. Just having a look around into the corner. He's got 2 flashes left. That's it. Doesn't have a smoke, and the bomb is just planted so wide for the ramp hit. He's gonna tap it. The peak should come in together, and yeah, impossible. Hades can't get it done. Rek, another big round here for him. And yeah, the amount of gaps in the defense is just allowing these flanks to come through, these unexpected positions from the T side. Yeah, G2 uncomfortable at the moment.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, Rek gets the kills and he'll be in the highlight reel for sure, but the one Slacks get, like the positioning and the decision of Slacks to push so far forward and gain this flank is huge. You've been exploited twice now. Rek towards the A bomb site, Slacks through middle to wrap around the B bomb site. It is 2 brutal rounds that you cannot continue to let happen.
There's one from Taz's USP, second from Hades. Oh my god, 3 kills in USPs? Unexpected damage being done here. And a 1v2 now for the Deagle of Heavy God. Do we give him a shot? Yeah, sure, but not able to connect it towards heaven. So, 5-5, that scoreline got tied up real quick.
And it's definitely rewarded. 5 smokes out in the first 30 seconds between M80 and G2 for mid control. Taz and Malbs pushing down, and Sin wants to contest. So does Lake out of mid, but a trade, a 1-for-1.
Well, going into the fights, Taz and Snacks, 2 kills in the round. Heavy God able to chime in for G2 as well. And now 4v2 off the back of those. And this round has basically just begun.
I know, this round is so fast. And inside all of that early utility, it's G2 to come out on top with 3 kills. A 2-man advantage. Rek and Sin. And this is where they've been able to find a couple really, really painful frags in the mid-round, is coming up this B ramp, and Heavy God with the off angle nails it and finds the second. Sin goes down to a headshot, and G2 regained the lead 6-5. So diminished in terms of weaponry, and again, the barrage of utility from both sides in the first 30 seconds towards middle, first 10 seconds even.
Malbs under a lot of pressure here in the cutout in mid. Gonna try and use utility to get himself out. Just keeping the crossfire for now, but then goes into the open. Oh no. G2's early fights go the other way, convincingly so in favor of M80. Hades unable to get anything done either. So the MAC-10 cuts through 2. Snacks left 1v4. We've got a tied game.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make a really fast play towards Temple, but was spotted, so called it off. But I mean, obviously now 4-on-1, you got the information, you got the whole map available to you. So good luck, Snacks. Although he's worked himself into a good position. He got over here way quicker than Lake would expect, but maybe not Swish. Shuts him down with the Galil.
Well, let's see. The first call is an A-rush. So, let's go!
What are the odds? Rek gets 1, but now the dualies know what's coming. Oh no!
What? That's so ridiculous. The flying Malbs to the headshot. Taz to follow up, and the A-bomb site has been taken. The rotations here already for M80.
Doesn't know where to put the molly. Doesn't know where to put the molly. Smokes everywhere. Tap to see if there's going to be any kind of a play. Spam through. They need to watch out for Temple. Here's the wraparound from Swisher. Wants to try and stop the plant as it goes down. Good cover from Heavy God. And a Molotov towards CT because they know exactly where Sin is, so he's held out of the retake. He does have a kit in his smoke, but he's got to find at least 2 kills before those can be put into play, and instead bails out. Wants the resources for the next round.
That worked so well, I would just do it again.
It's a classic. The people want it. Oh, okay, so he's coming back for a late ninja.
He's got a kit, and a smoke.
All right, good luck.
No, he's going to try. Some damage being done. Needs to get on the defuse right now. He's got a headshot. Oh my god.
Too late. I think.
Yeah. Knives come out. And he was too late anyway. But Snacks has got the knife kill.
It's a nice attempt, to be honest with you. That's I didn't expect him to come back and go for that play, but that's a really, really good attempt. Punishes the push evacuation, but it's enough time. It's a good call, a good timing to make that push happen so the Donut players know to stick around. But these entries from Bulbs, just freakish.
A lot of utility, in fact. I think that's going to curb their enthusiasm about going to the A-bomb site here.
Especially because considering all 5 players saved last round, you know it was a second round bye, so you know guns are still in play, so you're not going to risk going through that smoke lake. They need to find them. They could be killed back towards T-spawn. Chance for another. And they handle business. Taz, Hades, and Heavy got, get a couple of kills, but there's the A main push, and now G2 has got to find an escape route. Tapping away. Heavy God adds another. You've got Swisher over at the jump up. You've got B control provided by Snacks, but Swisher is one player that might slip the net.
Snacks is waiting. Rex going to walk into him. Snacks was hoping he could have taken that kill a little bit cleaner.
Swisher's coming to help.
Swisher's already out towards the site. Oh, the position. They're not ready for it. He's able to get it done, and that's going to be a big kill coming in for Swisher, but not enough. As Snacks and Heavy got still able to convert into a 9th round for G2.
And Sin backing off to cover Red Room as it's smoked off. G2 showing a couple different looks, showing Donut presence, showing like they want to split the A bomb site, but M80 hasn't bit. They're not sold on this.
5 seconds left, late going into the peak. It's Swisher actually to win that one, but they try to get back into the site. It's going to be Sin stepping up, and he's run out of bullets, so it's Hades low in HP, and he isn't going to be able to do too much. He's not missing. Oh, he's missing a lot, actually. In fact, he's got 1 kill so far, and we've now got
I changed my mind. He's missing a lot.
Yeah, missing a lot. Double push of the CT side comes at the perfect time because Snacks was getting flanked as well. And so just too many targets here for G2 to deal with. Now Mulps and Hades left getting stalled out.
If you win this round, the problem is the defense already showed that they were being passive, and then M80's just thrown another spanner in the works where instead of actually anyone playing passively behind Cube like it seems for G2, all 4 players coming from the flank.
Well, Hades is about to get a rude awakening. Looking for the shots. It's going to be Sin to come out on top of that. Hades, he's going to go down, leaving Mulps 1v4, and now with the smoke coming down, his chances have dwindled to near 0. Targets coming in. Mulps going to hope for a hero play, and it would be heroic. A lot of utility. Flashes raining in towards him. Defuse being stuck, and more utility. Even more. Buckets full of it. And Mulps can't get close to even getting into the fights because of that util. He will live to fight another day, it will seem.
Really establishing there's a weakness in the defense there. It's not as effective any longer because of the fact that M80 has stabilized immediately afterwards. But they're going to test it again at this A bomb site. A very fast split. The donut play is already taken care of, and there's 2 defenders here.
Rush A, the best strategy, but you got to check the tall box. Eventually, Mulps is going to do that. Swisher coming back, and yeah, it's at best a bomb plant here for Taz. Even that looks hard. They're going to smoke the donut, and yeah, Taz just not enough cover. As Mulps couldn't provide every angle.
That smoke didn't land exactly where they wanted it, but it really wouldn't have mattered all that much with the spam from Sin. Mulps, the fake plant, the step through. Dude, no way you're flexing on your old teammates like that. Oh, he could have found a real good opportunity.
When the bomb plant does secure another round of rifles, there's G2 still in pursuit of 10, but M80 looks like the more likely squad to grab it. There's a great flashbang as Mulps getting caught at the elbow.
Getting caught fighting the jump-up player as well when one was close on the ground. It was the first one he saw snapped over, so Rek still sticking around here. He's got Lake in support, but as he slides back into the smoke, Rek might want to think about falling back as well. Replenishes the elbow smoke, so some safety to stay down in middle. M80 have complete control of mid. They've got complete control of B lane. And G2 is going to have to wait for these smokes to subside and find their impact in the mid-round. 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock.
Good shot from Lake. Oh, response is good from Hades.
because no one's forced him back. But even Sin is considering he's playing passive and he's able to rotate and shift. They don't mind giving up the B bomb site in this kind of a late round scenario if they have to.
Yeah, especially because Sin has all that util, right? He's going to start delaying at the right time. There's now 25 seconds left and he's just been mollied at the ramp. Heavy God's even going to step into the flames, and as soon as the time hits 20 seconds, Lake commits back into the bomb site from Cave. He gets 1 kill, and just 1 is enough. It keeps his team ahead and gives Sin a great opportunity to close it out on his own, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Sin's been so sharp in this series.
They're going to boost Hades up on the box. It's going to be a great headshot. Wreck to respond, though. As MongolZ forces his way out of elbow, that's the only impact he'll have in the round, is that 1 pick. And that's unfortunate for G2 to lose MongolZ in that fashion.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the same idea he did last round as well, right? But he's like kind of alone. So is the game plan like 4-1 and MongolZ like be aggressive for yourself, like make a play for yourself out middle? But the best he's getting in that situation is a 1-for-1. Last round he got nothing. And he's kind of like your most aggressive and assertive playmaker on the map. So it feels like a pretty important resource being thrown into the meat grinder.
Sin.
Dude, what the hell?
Okay, yeah, he's having a game right now. 21-12, and he destroys them as they come out of elbow, and that's the chances now for G2 on Ancient.
He wasn't even ready
Sin
for
has
that
just
fight.
ripped it out of their hands.
Wasn't even ready.
I don't think G2 are going to forgive them for their sin right now because he is just destroying them. As Heavy God is inside of the site, he's got a 1v4 ahead of him, 30 seconds, bomb not in his possession. GG, it's 12-9.
You simply need the weapon. If Swisher takes you down after time. For the final round of the half, Heavy God trying to hang on to the AK. He knows he's being hunted. There's the kill. All right, he needs to survive. Dinked up. Oh, shying away from the fight, trying to save the AK. It's a must-have, and he's got it. But it's kind of also like the bittersweet nature of this M80 team is all those positives that you just listed, and they're still only ranked 9th in the VRS. Here we go, last round of the half. MongolZ once again leading the way, but Lake's got 2 kills as a rebuttal. MongolZ and Snacks go down. They try and add an extra body into the mix, and still that really fast, aggressive mid play doesn't net them anything.
Up to the top. Off the ramp, he takes a dink on board, down to 15 HP on Sin. Here comes the double push into the cave. It's Swisher to come out on top of the jewel. 1-for-1 with Heavy God, and that's going to keep M80 ahead of the player count as they look to round out Ancient. Taz and Hades, the 2 poles trying to win this one. As Hades gets inside of the smoke, Slacks will cross on by. Just waiting for their time to strike, but as Taz falls, it all lies on Hades. An impossible situation that he will not win, and M80 will tie up the scoreline. We've got 1 map apiece. G2 cannot get it done on Ancient. They have to focus up into map 3, and in this game of survival here in Astana, it's a little scary. Whereas Dust 2, we have more impact across the entire round.
So much of the conversation in CS2 right now is your space take. Actually, hold the thought, because this looks like they were just getting a brush.
Yeah, it's a B rush straight away. Sin looking to try and hold on. The smoke is fluffed, and MongolZ just runs over the top of him. Here they come. Swisher trying to step up. MongolZ has the second, and that's the B bomb site.
I actually love that attitude out of G2. Just B rush. You know what, guys? Screw it. We're not going to do anything fancy. Apparently, right now, we can't handle the fancy stuff, so just give him a B rush and a drive-by. Sid never expected the pace to be quite like that, and G2 in complete control, and they'll take this pistol.
Lake into the fight. Hades to come out on top of the Joe Berettas, and it just leaves Wreck, and he goes down no problem. So that'll be the pistol here for G2 on YouTube or Twitch.
Na'Vi having to prove themselves in back-to-back years.
Yeah, this is for Na'Vi. Let's see how they perform. A lot of fans here in Astana. With Snacks, back 10, straight away through the smoke. It's gonna be Late going down, and yep, it's quick.
I don't think MongolZ even like stopped his process of throwing utility. He just kind of calmed that someone was jumping up, so Snacks ran in and like smoke and ran in and just sprayed the smoke. But
so I'm just gonna trust you to
was never
take care
going
of
to stop throwing that utility for his team. Okay.
And won everything as a coach. So
oh sure.
There was never, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not an amazing comparison, but I get the sentiment. I think really
maybe he harped on the age point rather than the accomplishments point.
It's like Just old, yeah.
Yeah, really tunnel visioned on one aspect of
Yeah.
the situation.
I think that is the main thing with people these days is Taz being old. They said he was a star player of the 1986 squad.
Yeah, him and Rez were competing back then.
Yeah, Rez was actually the breakout MVP player at that tournament. Taz was close second.
Uh-oh. This is a round. No, how is Slacks?
Oh my god. Suddenly around his back on with 9 seconds left. Ball play coming in. Oh, here comes the pistol. Oh, he knows he's in banana. And he's going to look for it. Rek suddenly charging in. Heavy God saves it. But oh my god, that was nearly an absolute disaster.
Dude.
Well, that'll wake up G2 a little bit, won't it? Keep them on notice. Keep them on the edge.
Yeah, it feels like, honestly, it feels like they're woken up already coming into this map. But yeah, that is like a good warning of like, okay, guys, like, you know, don't get too crazy. Like, this shit can still go wrong.
Yeah, it was limit testing. That is a good start to the follow-up first gun round as Hades and MongolZ connect with the openers.
Yeah, connect with them and open up the B bomb site as well. And now with, you know, you get that opening kill in banana, you get a pick up middle with the AWP and the defense. You know when a 3v5 has to make a decision. Okay, don't commit too much to this play. Taz goes down for free, all good. Heavy God says, you know what, the setup isn't quite there. He's got the indication of at least 2 players, so he's telling G2, you guys have a 3-on-1 at worst at the B bomb site, and they'll find it completely open. M80 chooses to save. So losing bonus building up. I think with the MP9 kills in the previous round from... Okay, I'm going to take it back. Now that Lake has fallen, I don't think you can force a buy in the next one. You might just have to maybe some upgraded pistols around these 2 saved rifles. I don't know if you're going to want to push all in. Okay, hulls pop. Just line it up right out of the gate as fast as possible.
Here comes Taz going into the peak, and okay, they line up Rek and Lake combined, and that crossfire cuts through G2's attack. They're down to just 3 players, no trade whatsoever, so should be a comfortable close now for M80 off the back of those 3 opening kills.
Was there a flash to get them out? I don't know. You know, this is where it gets into like the protocols of the tactic you're running, or how much freedom do the individuals have. Like, I think Taz might have sped that up, made that call because he saw the trajectory of the smoke and felt like he had a second to get out and beat them. If there's a flash, maybe that crossfire gets broken up and he can actually get that kill and go 1 for 1, but obviously it just ends in a slaughter. And a slaughter that keeps 5 players alive for M80 at the moment. If Snacks and Hades can't find anything, it is a great start to the CT side to get your first round on the board and build some money behind it.
You thought Snacks, he had a chance, but he didn't. Silenced by Sin. But yeah, no flash. That was a little strange.
Well, you know, again, that's why I brought up. It's like the difference of how much freedom do you have as an individual. Because I don't even necessarily think it's the worst read in the world from Taz. I just think maybe if you're doing it as like a 5-on-5 set piece execute, you know, that's probably the time for the flashbang.
Smoke down bottom mid. They're going fast up banana again. This time Snacks at the front of the attack with MongolZ. And that's how you stop it. You put Slacks off that.
Not too often we see the op banana have impacts. These days it gets stalled out, gets blocked off by smoke, flashed, or Molotovs, but a good one from Slacks there to take the quick peek. And yeah, exactly designed to make MongolZ a little bit more honest and a little bit more cautious going forward.
Comes the execution. Slacks blinded, kept back at dark. 30 seconds on the clock, goes out into the open. Heavy God gonna be picked apart. Slacks with a third of the round so far. His rifle of Sin supporting him. And Sin just continues to spray down to get that second kill in banana. So 2 rounds for M80. Slack steps up in the B-bomb site, and the AWP nets them another.
Yeah, fine shooting with the op.
Slacks, the hero of the previous round, hanging around short this time. Peak he's looking for. Oh, and definitely not looking for that one. Heavy God, combined with the flash of Hades, takes Slacks down. Danger man removed. Back to the B-bomb site. G2 will go. It's Swisher and Sin, the setup inside of B.
Yeah, they have to deploy their smoke right now a little bit earlier than they would have liked to. Excuse me, Sin hasn't actually chucked it out quite yet. There it is now. Deny access to the B-bomb site for the moment. But they're going to come right through this. Once again, a flash play through the smoke, surely.
35 seconds. Smoke for the crossing to go through, and he's going to try and stop them in their tracks, and through the smoke grabs 1, but he's traded. Snacks moving in. River Swisher back to the site using that pillar, a little bit of cover, and he gets one headshot before being traded out.
Both flanking fast. Lake and Rek coming up banana right now. When does G2 get the idea, the signal? They're being loud about it.
Oh, they're being real loud about it, and they just got to go through that smoke. They only have one HE grenade, and oh, they stopped. They used that one HE to blow open the smoke and get into the site. Taz with a headshot and Snacks out towards the CT cross.
Man, that's some nostalgia. Taz and Snacks working in tandem. Nice crossfire setup, peeking on contact. Nice 2v2 clutch inside the B bomb site. And G2 is starting to roll on Inferno.
Heavy God just around that corner, ever patient.
We've seen him taking this solo, so let's see what his protocols are if he wants to actually challenge for anything, if he's going to jiggle the corners and actually gives it away. With the off, I don't imagine Slacks is going to be too motivated to push. Maybe now that these 2 kills have come in and you started to see the number count on the scoreboard in the kill feed, Slacks just now turning the corner, so Sin and Lake to hold on to banana.
Yeah, 55 seconds. Here comes Hades up around the half wall. It's going to be Sin to come out on top of it. Looking for the follow-up. He has had a great round here. Swisher and Sin together, combining 3 kills between them. Here goes Lake. The next they're not ready for because they already killed 2 players at top banana. There's no way they think Lake's there.
Heavy God was aware of the possibility. He was waiting for that smoke fade, and Taz stepped in front of his crosshair just at the last second. A little bit heartbreaking on how to stop and slow this G2 attack.
Here comes the quick play. The Tech 9's unleashed, ready to go. Heavy God just avoided Rek. Just acted like he wasn't there. Wanted to get into the bomb site. Single-minded mentality to drop into the site itself, and it's worked out here for G2. They're taking names with pistols. And suddenly Swisher with a 1v3 ahead of him. He's taking the first as he sprints into top middle, but MongolZ has the AWP. He's got the angle, and now G2 have a 7th round. Swisher not going to enjoy the fact that MongolZ just arrived as he took up position in behind the sandbag. Util into the open, he goes for the fight. He realized the Hail Mary was required and he just couldn't do it. So we now look at G2 picking up the advantage. MongolZ sustaining a lot of damage. He's down to 7 HP.
Yeah, man, I want to trade that off. He had some nice op shots in the previous round. Have him pick up the big green, play some support. G2 pumping the brakes and M80 calling for a gamble stack, and it is the right gamble. 3 defenders at this B bomb site, leaving Rek alone over in pit. But if G2 continue with this scout, which I don't know if they will, because it means you'd have to kind of disrespect the smoke, although with the MongolZ HP, it might just be worth it, but no information on the other side of the map. That's what MongolZ and Snacks are trying to do just now. Foot race. Snacks has said there's only one in pit. The bomb site is clear. Execute thrown at the B bomb site, but it's a fake to freeze the defense there.
Rek could stop this. 15 seconds left. All he needs to do is try and delay. Drop that bomb into the open and stay alive and be a problem. 9 seconds. Gotta get the bomb into the site. Rek getting kills, but the bomb is denied. Lake arrives just in time, and he will die to Hades, but there's still too many targets left. Hades looking to hold on to this, and he goes down after the time. So $1,250 to Hades. No saved AWP.
7-4 final round, and Sin on the board with the opening kill.
All right. Will this finally be M80 converting 2 rounds together? Stringing them together. Hades all the way up to his top banana. Oh, blinded, spotted by Swisher. He'll go back, and how? How has Hades won that fight? That is so unfortunate for Swisher. Now here comes the push from G2. Held back behind utility that was deployed just in time by Lake.
Yeah, just barely. That Molotov is perfectly timed, and no one wants to push through anything. So G2, they wanted to pounce. They felt like they had the opportunity. The window is open, but it's closed very, very quickly. Smoke is going to fade shortly. They'll break it open a little bit early to get a glimpse in. Snacks leads the way, but Lake with a double kill, and Swisher's going to peek now, and this round should be done. Snacks with a trade, and now a 1v2.
Yeah, little 1v2 here for Snacks. He's going to have the AK-47 go into the ruins. He's got a little bit of time, but they're doubled up together, so he has to hope that he gets a quick kill here. There's one separating them, but Rek, even with the MP9, wins out that fight at range. So 2 rounds in a row, finally. Here comes Taz around the back. The flank is coming. See how far Taz can get. Can his teammates hold on? Can they delay? They absolutely can. MongolZ with a double. Hades with 3. And that flank isn't even required. Hades with a dual Berettas just mows them down. 2 MP9s, FAMAS for Heavy God, 2 M4s. Strong buy here in the second round for G2. M80 gonna go for the force himself. Reveal Tech 9's in the Mac 10, and that's certainly going to help matters with Lake dropping mobs early on.
Yeah, even with the first bullet dink onto Lake, he's still able to manage the spray for the kill. So puts a little bit of a pressure on Snacks, who's playing behind the smoke, and there's no defense behind this. So if this play goes south, if it goes sideways, it's all over. Snacks recognizing that fact, that deep smoke is going to do absolutely nothing for you. Now you've got to drop the Molotov, and you got to hope that Hades is fast enough to get here in time. He's got one flashbang to set Snacks up as they come in, but they need to be close.
Oh, he's got Lake. He's going to go for a second to Swisher to drop him on the Tech 9. Somehow, some way, M80 looking much better here. They're into the bomb site. Plant's already coming in. And if G2 want to win this, they've got to do it in a retake fashion. Problem is, lack of hits, lack of utility. To try and come back into this, they need to move quickly. They need the bullets to connect, and they at least have the information about where the last players are. They know there's one in dark, they know there's one in pool, but how do you force them out? How do you get them into the fights? And they just decide to take them. And so Hades is now stuck between two players. He's got to run in. He's actually done very well to get that 1v1, and Hades has got it. He's going to run back to the defuse. It was so tough to find a way to win that, but Hades realizes there's a small timing on those reloads where he can push into the pool, he can get that headshot, and get back out to that dark fight.
You're going right at Heavy God and Pit, though, and he's so strong in this scenario. Going to be 3 players streaming out in his direction. Taz with an MP9 inside the bomb site as well.
Yeah, Heavy God entrenched in Pit. Steps up with only 1 kill, traded out by Lake. Remember, Taz is in the corner, elevated in the corner. Can he get anything? The answer to that is no. And so now G2 feel locked out with the bomb going down inside of the A site. Not a lot of chances to get back in on the retake. Not a lot of money left over. So M80 battled their way into the A site and forced G2 into the save call.
Yeah, and we're in that kind of scenario at this stage of the game where we're not going to see too many retakes in the early going because these kind of first 5-6 rounds of this half are going to be an economic slugfest back and forth as both teams jockey for control.
Here goes Mobs. I like this. Let off the leash in a round like this.
Oh, the timing is so sick, but Heavy God actually might fall prey to Wreck.
Oh, no. He's come back. Mobs, he's going to look at the door. He's going to see him in time.
Wreck's like, what?
He's just gone. He's like, okay, I guess that happened.
He's like, yeah, guys, I don't know what happened, but I just got killed from alt mid. Here we go.
Oh, flash is good. Snake's lucky not to get caught there by Lake, who is now smoked out.
And I think M80 has just kind of accidentally fallen into this position where the only play left they have at a minute and 10 seconds is a hit towards the B bomb site. Just with that Mobs push, they feel like the map shrunk and they were already kind of over here. And now you feel really boxed in.
Snacks helping up on top of first orange, just cleared away by Swisher. 50 seconds, grenade. Clears open the smoke, and Hades doesn't see anybody leaping into the site. So G2 can feel pretty comfortable about the setup they got on B at the moment. There could be a fallback plan for M80 to go to A, and if they decide to do that, well, Heavy God's waiting for them.
Yeah, but you have to consider if you're G2, you're like, you don't actually know if they're falling all the way back to the A bomb site, and especially with that Mobs push earlier and the fact that he's still alive. M80 doesn't want to mess with the idea of falling back because they know Mobs can be at alt mid, he could be in T spawn, he can be T ramp. Right. They have no clue, so it's always going to come back here. And G2 equally with the right read of that situation, saying, nope, we're going to stick around at B.
Well, Mobs blocking the smoke allows his position to be very powerful indeed. Now, Hades in the back, so I missed shot, can't miss another, so he won't. He goes into the open, nails it that time, then Swisher comes back and grabs the headshot on Hades, hiding inside of the darkness. So we've got 10-6. We've got G2 up to double figures.
He knows as well, this situation, no reason for him to take an early fight deep down banana. Utility is going to be very light for M80. So here's a library smoke coming in. Taz rotates over towards alt mid. Another smoke towards spawn arches. So Taz wants the off angle. Wants the information, and he's got a kill on top of it all. A second player comes around, and Taz has him as well.
Yeah, she got even more damage out towards the top mid player of Lake. That's huge from Taz. Little gun, big impact. And now Hades, again, missed shot. AWP's not doing much for him at the moment. It's very sad to see, but Heavy God's going to wait in the pit. Peeks out to the left side. Slacks left with plenty of help in the site, and he just killed the chicken. He just killed the chicken jockey. Now Slack's trying to win it on his own, and oh my god, the chicken distracted.
Oh, if the chicken sold G2 down the river, I would have been so happy.
It hit the G. Slacks to trade it. Okay, Slacks. Second shot's fantastic. Taz in the pit. to be an absolute devil, and he's only got himself a little bit of damage. Well, I say a little. He's dropped Swisher to 10 HP, but would have loved that second kill. Would have set Snacks up for a more doable clutch situation.
That sequence for Taz is the one where when he dies, he's just like, I get that kill 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, as a man dealing with some aging, you know, that's a frustrating thing in Counter-Strike.
Well,
like,
Snacks is also aging. He might just age out M80. No, he won't.
yeah, it's, you know, you're like a younger Taz would have had that kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but also with the way some of the rounds have gone, you probably not super excited to lean on that eventuality.
No.
Although he's got 18 kills, he's leading the way for G2 inside the server. Just some rounds with the AWP where you're like, ugh, come on, Hades, I know you're better than this.
Oh no. Snacks to take Slacks. Taz to run down mid, and 3 kills for Rek and Sin. So straight away pull back.
It never clicked for G2 with the 2-man setup over in lane. That's the Heavy God responsibility to turn and watch back towards those holes. I think because of some of the weaker weapons, he was more focused on being supportive of that P250 push, but the wraparound through holes is just brutal. As Heavy God and Snacks descend off porch, and that setup, AWP is taken away as well by Lake.
MOLZ tried to be sneaky, but got spotted around the corner, so Swisher clears him out without issue. And M80 just taking it round by round, one at a time. Flash, underhand through the smoke. Breaking through that first layer of cloud cover in Banana. MOLZ to come away with the opening kill. He gets around the corner, but look at this. Slacks is chasing them down. It's just one for Slacks. MOLZ is stepping up, and he looks to eliminate his former teammates. 2 players left. MOLZ has a triple.
This is the final play for M80 to survive. This one from Rek. He's found the gap in CT spawn. You could see Sin go passive, checking his flank, making sure Rek is going to have all the time in the world to make this happen. And now a little bit of utility to try and pull some of the B defenders back towards the A-bomb site, but it's not going to work because Hades has an angle towards top mid with the AWP, and he's telling everyone it's clear. Nobody's using this smoke.
Well, Taz looking for it. Insta-dink onto Rek. Grenade going in. Now they're locked in. Taz is going to chase him down. He grabs it on the MP9. It's all on Sin. No forgiveness here. No mercy from G2. And they just sit back. Sin hears the steps as CT spawn. This god. Looking to peek him. Not giving him the shot. Not giving him the chance. 25 seconds into the open. And Sin will go down to MOLZ. It's a 4K to close it. MOLZ will knock out his former team, and G2 stay alive at least for another day here in Astana.